have a housing development just right up the hill, and they've carved out the mountain. They built these multi-million-dollar estates, and all these houses down below are flooded. They got totally flooded with the drain water. Hi, bud. And what happened is they carved out the mountain. You see there's mountains all around here. There's mountains, and there's lots of kids right across the street saying hello. So see the mountains? There's estates just right above here. We're on a mountain, and they carved out the mountain. And what happened was it caused a problem. It caused like lots of problems because they didn't do a drainage, and they're under investigation by the government. We tried getting in right now, and they wouldn't let us in because of the investigation. But it's just right here on the hill, and they're on they got kids coming now, and they went ahead and they didn't finish building the drainage. They're supposed to do a drainage, and they did not do that. But we're right here at the base. We had lots of problems because the water is coming down and all these houses and stuff, and there's massive flooding. So the Matarachis right up here, and they're beautiful homes. I think they're like 55 million pesos. So they're like $1 million homes, and they're really nice. And the guards would not let us in. We're right here at the base of a really lots of flooded area, and all the water just comes down. You can see we're on a hill, and all the water just comes down to the houses down below, going down the hill here. And they built these beautiful $1 million homes. And what happened is they carved out the earth, and then they went ahead and they didn't put a drainage so that the water would go away from the people. And now the water's coming down, and we're getting run over by cars. Hello. It's a hill going up to the estates, and only the people that live there can go there. But all that water is just flooding down this hill, and then the people are like having big problems because there's lots of water. Now, when they carved out that mountain right here, they didn't put anything down. They just kept the soil regular. And we can maybe see some of it over here. Way back there is where the area is. And they went ahead and didn't carve. Hi, bud. They didn't put anything on the topsoil. And all that water right here at this beautiful $1 million estates is coming down to these people, and it's going down into the lowlands. It's flooding out. And that's a serious problem. And there is an investigation. That's probably why they didn't allow us to go in, because they didn't want you to see exactly what's happening in there. But I'm telling you that it's just really bad. And this is happening all over Cebu. And that's one of the main reasons why they're having these floods in Cebu. And the earthquake also has created some cracks in the soil where a lot of the water has filled up. And that's creating lots of problems too, where there's lots of moisture in the ground. And in the mountains, right in this estate right above us here, they're just, they didn't cover the soil. So when it rains, all that mud and water just flows down to the people down here in the lowlands. We're on a mountain right now, and you can maybe see some of the dirt up there. It's all dirt. They didn't cover it up. They just went ahead and carved right into the mountain right above us, and that's all over the Cebu area, and that's why they're having major problems and flooding, and lots of people have lost their lives all over the Cebu area, and there's lots of problems. And as long that people should have really put some drainage, but they didn't do that. But we're here in Cebu, and we're just reporting what's happening. It's a combination of the earthquakes and carving into the mountains without proper drainage, and that's creating massive problems, massive floods for these people that live in the lower area. And it's really a big problem. And hopefully they can fix that. But we tried getting up there and the guard said, no, you can't come here. We're under investigation. And it's pretty serious investigation. But thank you so much for joining us. We're here in CEBU at the bottom of this $1 million estate. And the water is just flowing all down the hill. We're on a hill right here. And it's really steep hill. And the people are really being affected by the drainage of the water. And there's no like bushes. As you can see over here, these hills are green and they have trees and stuff on it. But when they carve the mountain out, there's no trees. See, this whole area was like this before and there's no problems. But once they carved the mountain out and they left the dirt, this topsoil out, and they just carved it out, there was a problem. But thank you so much. This is one of the situations going on here in CEBU. Hopefully they can fix it. We're in the road. The estate is right up here. Thank you for joining. Subscribe. Subscribe. And we're going to look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you so much. God bless. And I hope they fix this problem because the poor people of CEBU are really suffering. And we really hate to see that.